Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm back in here for another reaction. And this time, I will be reacting to the house phone versus Adam22 little fallout or whatever. So just to add context to this clip right here. So I believe Adam22 had a trans person on his show, and I believe it was like the slum lords or something like that. And the tranny ousted house phone and said that house phone was basically doing stuff with the trans person, and yeah, which really kind of in turn made house phone out to be that he was doing whatever. And at the end of the clip, I already watched it. He said, he's like, now I'm gonna get a whole bunch of texts and phone calls because of this. People are gonna be saying I'm a bad friend and all of that. Just my humble opinion on it. Why did you even have the trans person on the show if they were gonna be making rumors about somebody who's your coworker and your friend? By the way, which house phone is just not some random uh house phone is not just some random person in all of this. He's been with No Jumper for a long time. So it's not like just some random employee or something like that. It's literally legit somebody who's been with you since No Jumper started pretty much. So it's it just sucks that like No Jumper, the representation for No Jumper, they look like, I don't know, No Jumper just looks like Jerry Springer of podcasting, pretty much. Like all this stuff that be going down with Poetic Flacco. You even got Sharp beefing with DJ Academics. It's like it's a bunch of just nothing. Like a bunch of nothing. A bunch of nothing when you get when it should just be the main aspect of the platform should just be about like podcasting and delivering news. I mean, yeah, clickbait, that can be cool sometimes, but there's a double edged sword to being making clickbait titles and having controversy and no jumper employees fighting each other and no jumper employees fighting with guests and stuff like that. Like it really gives no jumper a bad reputation. So in this clip right here, it's house phone. House phone calls out Adam and throws a drink at him. So let's just look at it. By the way, I am going to be stopping it. So if you just want to go watch the clip on your own, you can go watch the clip on your own. This is a reaction. I'm just letting y'all know.
Chilling. Me getting that out of the way to start was probably even worse.
Yep. It's good to see you guys.
It's good to
I
see you
know.
guys too.
I know.
Yeah. It's been a few weeks.
I missed y'all.
Yeah.
I didn't miss none of you. Except Housephone. I seen your bitch ass.
Oh shit, man.
Oh,
So what's up? Why weren't we here last week? What happened?
well, you hadn't responded to me, right? And then you were on the way here, but I had already told Lush and AD like, well, he didn't respond, so I feel like he's not coming. So maybe we should just take a week off.
When the fuck have you ever felt like we needed to take the week off because of me?
When when have we ever had? Well, you're right.
Nigga, you didn't try to replace him like 5 times.
That's a valid
The
question.
Tuesdays stays going.
All right, we're not going to rewrite history and act as if I didn't have a valid reason at that time for trying to replace
That
him.
was
after
a
some
valid enough reason for you to
extreme
cancel the whole
tardiness.
show.
No, okay. If you want to know, yes, like this whole thing has been a little challenging for me as well, and has really like I've never had a time on the show where I felt like something negative happened to you in particular that made me like question the nature of our relationship and what I fucking owe to each individual host.
Didn't they just get through going through something with didn't they just get through going through something where house phone was gone because of like his mom passing away or something like that, right? His mom passed away, and then he was just going through a lot of other things, I believe. So I just think in general, just with that whole entire ordeal or situation, you shouldn't even brought the tranny on, dude. Like if the tranny was gonna go on your one of your platforms and oust one of your co-hosts, I wouldn't even put that up. It wouldn't even made it out of the editing room. Like it's crazy.
to that extent. And to be honest, I just really didn't feel like being on camera, and really didn't feel like having to come on here and like string together a podcast while I was just
But that's because you
thinking
didn't
about.
speak. That's because you didn't speak to me though. If you would have spoke to me and I would have been like, yeah, it's all good. Like let's fucking do the show. You would have did the show.
Yeah, but I wanted to have that conversation with you beforehand, I guess, which we
So you could
didn't
look
end
like
up doing.
so you could look like the good guy.
No, I just wanted to have the conversation so I could kind of know where we stand.
Well, you did this shit to me publicly, so let me address you
And
publicly.
I'm fine with
I
that
agree.
happening as
Bingo.
well.
That's a fact.
How long
He's
have
right
you been working
about that.
together, Adam? You think?
I'm gonna say like 2016 to be safe.
Okay.
Maybe 2015.
Like my whole problem with this whole shit is that like I never asked you to take my name out of a title. I never asked you to not lay a joke on me. I never really took any of this shit serious enough to where I really called you the way that I called you. So like you hitting me with this, I haven't been able to sleep, I haven't been able to eat, it's been bothering me. That's straight bullshit.
You don't believe that it's been bothering me? You
Adam,
think I'm just lying? I'm
Adam,
that
that shit,
sociopathic?
yes, I 1000% believe that, and I believe that the only reason that you even give a fuck is because everybody else is calling you an asshole.
But why do
and
you
everybody
think-
else is looking at you like a piece of shit.
But you saw the text message. You saw how
Yeah, but-
strongly worded I was urging the fucking editors
But
to
at
make
the-
sure that it was taken out. Like
But
you,
I
you know
called
what my
you.
intentions
I
were,
called
right?
you specifically and asked you, bro. Your lack of even, it didn't even sound like you was even listening to me when I called you on the phone. Your tone was just, I don't give a fuck. I knew that I was wasting my breath by even asking you to edit it or.
How are you wasting?
You know, my whole thing is like this. Why isn't Housephone pressing the person that edited the video? Why aren't you like, why isn't he like pressing the dude, whoever edited the video? Should have asked, like, why. You should have just cut that part. Like, why didn't you cut that part out? Like, I do realize that, like, you know, platforms like No Jumper and Vlad and all of that, they are on a time clock to put out stuff as rapidly as possible. So I mean, I do get that, but at the same time, man, y'all should have triple checked. Like, y'all should have quadruple checked to make sure there was nothing that had to do with this man in there, because this is like an embarrassment, a public embarrassment that it's like it almost feels like it can't be lived down because it's like he's being made a mockery of, you know? Being like this joke, this is gonna go on as a joke and whatever it's gonna become on the internet for a while, you know?
Your breath when you
I
saw
asked
the
you not-
text
I asked you
messages
not to
of me
put it out. I asked you not to put it out.
You asked me to edit it out.
I
You
asked
didn't
you
tell me
not to put it out.
put it out.
The first thing that I said was, "Can you not put it out?" But I knew as soon as I came out of my mouth that I was wasting my breath because I know you and I know you're not gonna like you. Basically, the way that you view shit is like I'm not gonna throw away this content. Oh, I filmed this thing, so I'm not gonna not
But
put it out.
I never even considered not putting it out, to be totally honest. Like, I
Okay,
never
so
even
he
had that
asked him
idea
not
because
to
I
put
thought
it
we were
out,
gonna edit it
alright.
out because I thought that the most likely scenario if we didn't put it out would be this person being so enraged that it was worse
But guess
than the
what?
situation that would have
But
played
guess
out if
what?
they just edited it out.
But guess what? That would have been a bridge we would have crossed when we would.
So you momentarily thought about what would happen if you didn't consider the guest who ousted your co-host and your friend, and how mad they would be if the interview didn't come out, versus your friend telling you and your friend and co-host telling you, don't put out the footage, don't put out that footage. You didn't even consider to respect his wishes enough to like take it out, like completely take it out. It's crazy.
out there, that would have had nothing to do with you. You would have been far removed from it. It would have been something I would have had to deal with on my own.
But let's rewrite this and let's say that they had properly edited everything out and there wasn't anything in that episode that
I mean,
suggested
they still would have
anything
put two
about
and two together. at
No,
some
because
point.
I told them to take out everything where there was any instance of this person saying anything about anyone.
Okay, so it's back on the editor.
And if that had happened,
But the
which
intent,
I- you know,
doesn't
Where's the
matter.
editor in all of
I
this?
agree, and that's
Like,
why I felt like shit about it. Is
I don't give a
and
fuck about you
but
feeling
I
like
can't
shit.
believe that you're acting like you don't
keep
believe
trying
me.
to, you keep trying to do this victim white boy thing where you're like, you're trying to make it about you. It's not about you, Adam.
I understand that
Like,
you
this
have
shit has
clearly
permanent-
suffered a lot more from
Bro,
this. I
this
just
shit has
also want you to
permanently-
understand that this is not
I don't
been
give a
easy
fuck.
for
It's
me.
not about you. It's not about you at all.
I'm not trying to
'Cause
make it about me.
You had the power in your hand for it not to happen at all.
And you
This is
saw the
your
text
company.
messages of me trying
yeah,
in
so-
vain to make that happen,
but
right?
you-
You saw the
you
editor come
could've-
on and apologize.
Honestly, Adam, you are so fucked in the head. I think that you took those. You You sent out those texts so it could look like you gave a fuck, so you could have proof. You have
Can we
screenshots.
ask, do you
that
think
you
Michael
give
and
a fuck.
Boston Nova are liars? Do you want to like question them because they all know that?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think Phone just trying to get off his feelings though.
Yeah,
You know
but
what
I'm saying the
Like,
feelings I don't think are very connected to reality. When
Nah,
you saw
but-
how hard I
nah,
was trying to get it
no,
deleted,
nigga,
right?
you
Nah,
are
but
not
you gotta
connected to reality,
let him
bro.
get his shit off.
Just let him
though.
get it.
Let him get his
And
shit off.
I can't sit here and have you lie about me either.
No,
Nigga,
but
I'm not.
he's not.
What did I lie about?
You're saying that I
That's just how he
doctored the
feels,
text
though.
messages?
He's like kind of playing victim. He's playing victim right now, even though we all know that Adam22 has the power to make videos go on the No Jumper platform and not go on the No Jumper platform. It's pretty simple.
Just,
It's just
I
how
said
he-
that you could have done that, and that's not something I would put past you.
but
It's
you think
honestly a lot of
everybody
shit
in
I
this
would-
office is in on that? You think
nigga,
that's
it don't
actually what
matter.
happened?
None of that matters, Adam, because at the end of the day, you had the power to either not release it or to make sure that you did the due diligence to edit the shit out all the way.
And that is a
you,
big part of why I feel
you
like shit
didn't
is because I
carry-
wish that I rewatched it so I could have said, hey, you guys
and guess
fucked
what?
up.
And guess what? You could wish, shoulda, coulda, woulda, all that, but at the end of the day, it came the fuck out, bro. And you, at the end of the day, you could put the blame on Mikey, you could put the blame on Bossa Nova, but bro, I called you, and your fucking tone from the moment that I called you, nigga, you was typing away on the computer. It sounded like you didn't give a
That
fuck
is
about what I
not
was
true.
talking about.
To be honest, if I was kind of like weirdly quiet during that conversation, it was because I wasn't really sure what you were saying because you were still like denying that anything even happened, but then
Yeah, 'cause
also
what-
really asking me to take it out. So if I was kind of quiet, it was because I was trying to wrap my head around exactly what was happening in this
At
conversation.
the end of the day, bro, that's not up to you to decide whether it happened, whether it didn't happen. I don't owe you an explanation about what the fuck I do outside of these office doors. I didn't have to tell you at that moment that it happened or it didn't happen or whatever the fuck.
Right, and I'm not saying that you owe me an explanation in that regard. I'm just saying I was trying to figure out because I was trying to figure out what the fuck we were going to do with the podcast that we just recorded.
And again, that's the problem that you don't see. You give a fuck more about a podcast and about you
But
angering
that's not
some
true
random
because I
some
tried to
random
edit the whole
person.
thing.
I feel
I
like
told them to edit.
How did
it.
you
I
not?
told them
How have you
it
not?
all happened, but I also
How have you
told them
been
that-
friends with him this long and you didn't figure that out beforehand? That he's like an opportunist. He's an opportunist. He's gonna like try to turn everything into content as much as possible. I mean, maybe Adam22 never. He probably wasn't like that before, but it's definitely like that now. Definitely like that now. If that's not apparent, I don't know what it is.
For you to
couldn't
claim
sleep,
that I fucking
couldn't
did
eat.
this
Oh
on
my
purpose.
god, I've been so hurt about this, Adam. You don't give a fuck. You thought that
really
you had
feel like that,
Adam.
though?
You thought that you had one up on me. You thought that you had a fucking joke. You
What?
thought it was gonna be funny. Everybody was gonna laugh at me. Ha ha. Housephone fucking trans bitch. And you thought it was gonna be. You thought the backlash that you're getting. You thought it was gonna be back on me. That's what you thought.
I just don't understand. I can't believe that you actually think that that's actually what I wanted to happen.
Well, phone,
Bro,
phone.
okay, hold on.
That's just hard for me to believe because
It's hard for me to
If
if
believe.
you
but
really
hold on.
think that after all these years, the connection
Bro.
between us is not a real friendship, that's good to know because I was under the impression that we did
I-
have a real friendship during all these years.
Bro,
If that
I
doesn't mean
see
anything to
you-
you, I'm glad that I now know.
don't try to do some mental gymnastics.
I'm not doing
and flip this on
gymnastics.
me
I'm
and
just being
talk
real.
about how our
You're talking as if we have never had a real friendship, and I
No, nigga.
was under a different
Okay,
impression.
all right. Let's do this then, bro. Since I've been working with you for almost 7 years, bro. This is not the first time where you did some fuck ass shit, and I just used to just let the shit slide. I always have had your back. I've always stood beside you. I have lost genuine friendships, genuine business connections because people didn't fuck with you back then, and you know why.
I know, and that's
Nigga, my own mother looked at me like, I don't know about this guy, and I'm like, no.
Oh,
I
wow,
don't know.
really?
Come on, bro.
Hmm.
You called me when we went on tour with Smoke Purp and Lil Pump, and you said you can't come back on this tour because they don't want you back on the tour. And you know what I did? I sat there and I was like, you know what, bro? From a business point, I understand. I had nothing to say. Am I right or am I wrong?
no, that's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Bro, niggas had all type of rape allegations against you. Niggas was trying to cancel me because I knew you. Just for knowing you, I was about to get canceled.
And when you say all that shit,
Come on, bro.
that's why it was so important to me that should be edited.
It wasn't important to you, bro. You didn't give a fuck, nigga. I heard your tone of voice.
bro.
I knew as soon as the words started coming out of my mouth that I was wasting my fucking breath and you didn't give a fuck. I knew that right then.
I mean, then why did I text the team and tell them to delete it?
Bro.
Like, if you really believe that. Like,
Bro.
even if you weren't somebody that I've been close with for all these years from the beginning of the business, I still would have wanted to edit it out because I just think it's wrong for somebody who's a host on the platform to be exposed by somebody who comes
You
on the
think that
platform
is
like
wrong. You think that is wrong. But
We
the
did
fact
the same thing for Almighty the other day on the Blueface interview.
you think that is wrong. But she commented saying some funny ass shit on your Instagram on the reel that you made with her at the AVNs before you did the interview, and then all of a sudden you were interviewing her the next day or
But
the next
then
week.
I talked to you about it, and you said, nah, nothing like that ever happened. Which
That was after you already
believed
interviewed
you. No, that was before.
You
and
interviewed her
after.
that Monday.
It almost makes you wonder: did he interview that trans person just for the simple fact that they brought up Housephone? That makes me wonder. Like, if it wasn't for that aspect of it, would he have even brought her on? You know, would he have even brought the trans person on the podcast if She didn't mention Housephone. That's a question to be asked.
I interviewed her, yeah, probably Monday morning.
So listen, my whole thing is you knew from the beginning that she knew me in some capacity. Am I right or am I wrong?
I mean, I saw that comment that she left. That was I didn't even know that you did the song together.
So what was the whole purpose of the interview and all of that if you wasn't trying to be funny?
The whole purpose of the interview was because me and Danny had talked about her on that episode, and then she was like kind of offended, like halfway offended by something that I said in describing the conversation that we had in that TikTok, and she wanted to come on the show, and we figured that it would be funny. And
But
she did drop that comment, but then I asked you like, what was that? And you said, I don't. That's absolutely not
What
true.
was I supposed to say?
But if you had
It's
said
you,
that,
but
and
it's you, Adam. Like,
but
what the
dude,
fuck was I supposed to say?
I don't blame you for not wanting to tell
I'm
me.
not going to tell you anything about my
But
personal life.
if you had said exactly what happened, then I probably would have not done that because I would have known how awkward the situation was going to get.
Let me give you another example. We sat here on the old office, me, you, and AD. I told y'all, I started telling y'all a story about how I had just talked to my dad, and y'all were like, oh, like, you've never heard you speak about your dad before, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, because he literally beat my mom almost to death in front of me when I was a little kid. You made a joke calling my mom a bitch in front of my face. As a joke, you made a joke about this domestic violence between my dad and my mom.
I apologize then. I
I'm
apologize
just saying,
now.
bro,
I misunderstood what the conversation was about.
You didn't misunderstand shit.
I mean, I
Adam.
didn't want to.
You be on some
The
fucking
tone
bullshit,
of the
bro.
joke was not the way I meant for it to come out. I apologize. It was
The
fucking
tone of
bullshit.
everything is not how.
Yeah, he's all the way in it.
You've been doing this shit for years, Adam. I don't know what type of weird.
Housephone is all the way sour, and there's no way to like get this man out of it at this point right now. I don't even know. He's stronger than a lot of people because a lot of people wouldn't even be in the same room with Adam22 if something like what transpired. You know, he's stronger than a lot of people. He's stronger than a lot of people would be.
You really think I have animosity towards you? I've given you a show on my platform. I've kept you on the platform all these years. I gave you a billion fucking chances when you weren't showing up. And why?
I wasn't showing up.
Why?
Come on, bro.
Because I have always felt like me and you actually had a real friendship, which I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, do I feel hurt that you just basically told me that you don't think that? I mean, yeah, like that was kind of surprising to me. And I understand how angry you are, and I understand how much this business let you down. Okay, well, I think I have some small understanding. And
nigga, I had to talk to my sister about this shit yesterday.
Like, I 100% want you to understand how much.
And then you're so pussy. You're so pussy. You couldn't even sit here and talk to me about this shit last week, nigga. You were so scared that you had to fucking cancel the show.
You said that you didn't want to come in when I fucking told you.
Canceled the show
because
you
I
had
haven't
already
talked to you
canceled
yet.
the show between both of them. Didn't say nothing to me. You were gonna let me just pull up here.
At that point, I had texted
time.
you like 3 times that you didn't respond to.
Yeah, for what? So you could try to be
because
like, hey, bro,
I was trying to
hey, bro, are we on?
Are
we good, bro? Hey, bro, are we good? Are we good? Like, nigga, you just want to save face. You just want to. You are so worried about looking like a bad friend that you are not like. You're so worried about looking like a bad friend versus actually being a bad friend. Like you just.
I was trying to be a good friend. That's like the main thing. I just wish
being a good friend. Being a good friend, bro. You sold me down the river for fucking 40,000 views, 50,000 views, bro.
You really think that?
Like, you actually permanently altered my life. Do you
saw those text messages, and you really believe that I did that to you on purpose?
I don't believe that you did it on purpose. You handled it poorly afterwards. You didn't hear the sincerity in my voice. You didn't hear the worrisomeness in my.
I'm gonna just be honest with you. This is something that is gonna stay like for all eternity. There are things that don't escape the internet, and this is one of those things that will not escape the internet. It's very unfortunate for Housephone that he has to like be dealing with accusations of something happening with a trans person.
My voice.
I did, and that's why I told him to delete it.
Nigga, you would have deleted the whole fucking interview, Adam.
I mean, in retrospect, yes, I wish we did that.
It's all I wish afterwards, nigga.
Well, I
had
predict
to talk
the future,
to my sister about this shit.
I know, and
you
know how much that bothers me?
My sister has nothing to do with any of this shit, bro.
I agree.
She had to call me because my other family members was worried that I was gonna fucking commit suicide, Adam. You're a fucking piece of shit, bro.
Wow.
I don't give a fuck, bro. It don't matter about if you did this shit on purpose or not. You keep trying to clear your name. You keep trying to put this shit on other people. You're so fucking pussy. Bro.
But how can I?
You're so pussy. You couldn't sit here and talk to me like this last week. I've worked with you for 7 years. You have never canceled anything.
I can go back to those texts right now. I asked you to come in and talk to me.
After I was already on the way and turned around and all this
I
other
talked
shit,
to you.
bro.
You said, I'm on the way there. I said, okay, good, let's talk. And then Housephone. What did I say? The text message, me and you agreed to have the conversation one-on-one last week, right?
Bro. Honestly, this shouldn't even be public. If I'm being completely, this should not even be public, bro. This is a phone call. This is this should be like a no jumper intervention, bro. Like all the no jumper employees should like get these two to like sit down or something like that, because this is not the time to do this. You don't turn on cameras and start talking about some messed up stuff that happened. You don't do this on camera. If they was real friends, they wouldn't be doing this on camera.
Oh,
Did we or not?
But
You're-
Adam, you
you're
always have
saying-
some
but
weird.
now you're
you
saying
always
I'm
have
pussy
some
when
weird
we agreed
cryptic-
to that last week, and then you
always
said,
have
nah,
some
never mind, I
weird-
don't want it.
You always have some weird cryptic motives
What are you talking about?
where you're trying to isolate me and talk to me one-on-one. Nigga, you didn't care about not putting me on blast. You didn't care about not putting me on blast in general. Why the fuck would I give you the same courtesy to come talk to you before the show? Nigga,
But we were supposed to do the show live together.
yeah, we do the show live every Tuesday.
I know, and that's what we were supposed to do. And then you said, I actually don't feel like it, so I'm not going to do it.
Nigga, because I knew you had already canceled the show. I was playing stupid with your dumb ass.
But then me and you agreed to do the show together. Like, literally, I can read the whole fucking text messages right
Bro,
now.
read whatever you want, Adam. At the end of the day,
I mean, I will gladly post it if
canceled-
they want, but
you canceled the show.
because I thought
hours
you weren't
before.
coming in and I didn't think it was right that we do the podcast without you.
When the fuck did you ever feel
Dude,
like that
dude,
before?
but that was the
When did
motivation,
you ever
right?
feel like that before, Adam?
There was never a situation like this with you before where we had this much of a thing that was floating in the air that we hadn't discussed.
I think we should let Phone just get his feelings out.
Yeah,
You know
let
what
him
I'm saying? Like,
say.
I definitely
He
want to
has
get his
every-
feelings off,
he
but I
has
have to correct the record when
Nah,
he's
let
saying
him-
stuff that isn't true
Listen,
about me.
let him get his shit off.
yeah, you could
Okay.
respond.
I mean,
Let him
if I
get
haven't
shit
let
off.
him
His
get his
shit-
shit off,
what did I
then
say? What did I say that wasn't
His
true?
life has been permanently altered. Can't nobody tell this man how to feel, regardless of whatever the fuck you think he's saying right now. He has every right to feel the way that he feels right now. Let him.
Thank you,
That's what I
AD.
was about to say earlier. Is like,
Thank you,
you
AD.
don't have to get too specific, but the shit that you've been going through. I
Man,
think
let Cuz talk.
you
Let
feel
him
me?
do. Let Cuz get his shit off.
Period.
This nigga, like, I'm not even like surprised about even the way you're reacting right now, bro. You've been like this, bro. You want to look like the good guy. You want to look like you cared so much. You wanted to edit it, but that's just not the truth, bro.
I
sat
mean,
there
but
and
we
I
have
called you.
everybody in this office can confirm
I
that
don't
that
give a
is how
fuck
that was
about-
supposed to go.
I don't- It's not.
It would be some crazy stuff if this wasn't like real at all. It would really be crazy if it wasn't something real. Yeah, let me see. It'd be crazy if this was scripted.
Do you hear how you keep saying shoulda, coulda, woulda?
I'm talking about what actually happened.
Supposed to.
I know how bad
you're
it is
not
that
talking
it
about-
happened.
you're
I'm
not
talking
talk-
about the fact
you're
that we
not talking about what
tried to make it
happened.
not happen.
It don't matter about what the fuck you tried to do, Adam. It's about what happened, bro.
And yeah,
And then let's move forward to that bullshit ass apology you gave when you're on the fucking news. You're talking about, yeah, he's been going through the mom shit. He's been going through the health shit. You talking about the person that fucking raised me, that birthed me, my best friend that died. Oh, just he's been going through the mom shit.
but are you actually acting like I have some kind of disrespect for your mom when
You're
I fucking
disrespectful as fuck.
I paid for the fucking
First of all-
funeral as soon
first
as
of
it
all-
happened just because
Uh-oh. Now, why Adam22 take off his jacket like he was about to fight? He looked like he was about to fight him. Why he real deal Holyfield looked like he was about to fight him? Man took off his jacket and everything. Yo, salute to AD, man. Salute to AD. He's always having to be in the middle and stop bad things from happening. He did it with Flacco. He's doing it with Housephone. It's just a lot, man. It's a lot going on, man. He has to be the mediator a lot of times in these situations. But in general, I believe there's a video of them, back in the same room, and Adam22 apologizes to him. But I mean, what it's like you have to like think about like what could have been done to like prevent this from happening. Like this is one of those things where like you think about like when you want to like get into business with your friends. Like a lot of times things like this will transpire for one reason or another. And, it's just something to think about for people who want to go into business with people who they quote unquote call their friends. That's all I got. Y'all take it easy. I'll be back with something else.